Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be running some Mono Red in Historic. I usually do this video once a month for the update on how I'm playing Mono Red this month, depending on the meta. The deck's largely the same each month, but little tweaks here and there depending on where the meta shifts. This is my favorite deck on Arena, the deck I play the most in terms of ranking. You can see my rank thus far this month. I'm 42 and 14 with the deck in Historic Best of 1. An astounding 94% on the play. If you let me go on the play, I am going to pretty much always win. 52% on the draw. Oddly enough, the deck I've lost to the most is the Mirror. I've kind of tweaked my deck to attack most of the meta in a way, and I'll kind of walk you through it. But it makes me slightly weaker in the Mirror. But really high win rate, 75%. I've also done some events. I'm 23 and 9. That's tracked from Untapped in events. But I've also done one on mobile where I went 7 and 1. So I'm 30 and 10. So another big sample size as well, just in terms of the deck's performance. So switching to the deck itself. So it's largely the core of the deck has been the same month over month. The cards that are always in the deck, Kumano faces the Kakazen, pings, makes something bigger, gets haste, and then the exile is actually quite relevant at times in Historic. Reckless Ringleader, this creature here gives haste to other threats, so it lets you kind of continually push damage through. I always have a split of 2 Carry Zev, 4 Robber, 4 Burning Tree Emissary. Bone Crusher, Ferocidon is a must in Historic Best of 1. Lots of life gain decks. Pretty much always beat those decks when you drop a Ferocidon. I've been happy with Chain Whirler in this slot. Helps in the Elves matchup. Even in the life gain matchup, they have a lot of X1, so it helps there. Even in the Mirror, just having First Striker. Now, the flex spots. I've played Chandras in the past. I've played various numbers of Torbrand and Embercleaves. I've played Annex. Right now, I like the configuration of 2 Torbrand, 2 Embercleaves. 4 Torbrand seems excessive, drawing them in multiples. Embercleave can often be cast as early as turn 3 if you can like drop BTEs and like Kari Zevs, and it helps push through damage against elves and like other kind of decks like that. My newest innovation tech, Unlicensed Hearse. I kept losing to graveyard decks, Reanimator, stuff like that. Like the Dragonstorm combos. Hearse comes down, does really well to eat those up. So it's a graveyard hate effect that can also just be used as a creature later in the game. It's relatively easy. Pretty much all our creatures can crew it. And then you just can have a big beater. And then I went back to 1 Roiling Vortex. I've played this in various numbers in the past. This helps against life gain, kind of, but you have to have the mana sync. It's good when there's like a lot of control going around or any sort of like Mythic Mastery, Dragonstorm, Arcanist style decks. This card right now is my potential most likely to be cut, and I'm actually tempted to play like a Lightning Strike effect. So the matchup that's the worst overall outside of the Mirror. The Mirror is really who goes on the play first and kind of just how the hands shape up. It's really just whoever can have the better like BTE draw, and whoever could hit like a Torbrand or Embercleave generally wins. Is it Wizards is the worst matchup right now. So they have 3 toughness. They have a lot of cheap removal. They can push a lot of pressure in addition to the removal. They have flying. So I'm tempted to get rid of this for a Lightning Strike. But we'll play some games and see. That's kind of the latest. My mana base, I'm always on 24 lands. 23 is too few. You're playing into bigger things. You have utility lands with Sokuzen, Ramanop, Den of the Bugbear, and Castle Umbreath, so you can always use your mana if you flood out a bit. So we'll give this a shot. I'm at 99%. Haven't been playing too much this month. And we will go Historic Ranked Best of 1. Let's see how it goes. So naturally, I have a really high win rate, and then I record a video, and then the deck gets camera shy. But we'll hopefully get some nice strings together. I can demo some of the deck. It's a very fast deck. You could get a lot of games together. Opponent goes first. This hand's kind of medium. This is basically a mulligan. I go this into this, give this haste, but I'm still reliant on both drawing lands and more creatures to make these, so I'm actually going to mulligan. This hand's fine. Don't love that these are going to deal a lot of damage to us. I think we're just down Ember Cleave here. Taking a chance. I'm hoping Hearse is good in this matchup. Okay, so at least I don't take too much damage. Sometimes you just gotta make a call. You're in best of one. So this is nice because BTE comes in. This gets around like stomp style effects. Can still get hit by Fatal Push. This is an Arcanist deck. The Exile here is going to be relevant. Same with the License Hearst. Okay. Fatal Push is going to hit us anyways. Can start eating at their graveyard. Callous Blood Mage. Is this vampires? So we'll just start eating here. So the nice thing, this does exile. We don't get necessarily the value right away. Because we don't have anything to eat this turn and they're tapped out, I'm just going to take a chance to deal an extra point of damage. This plays kind of nice if they go Thoughtseize. They just take damage and they see a handful of lands. Interesting deck. Just gonna crew here. Blank them for one. So I got the Den going, I got Ramen Ruins. That's annoying. I should have held, but I'm probably just going to crack these ruins. So we'll just do this, deal 2. We got enough lands in our deck, it also thins us out. I can start eating their graveyard. Guess I could have waited, but we're pretty telegraphed what we're planning on doing there. Kolaghan's Command will be kind of annoying, but them drawing 2 Field of Ruins against us is real annoying. But we'll see if we can nickel and dime them. They do have this Den. I don't want to use the Hearse into open mana. If they trade their Den of the Bugbear, okay. Quite happy with that trade. We got a lot of gas going. Roiling Vortex would be nice. They just don't really have a way to answer that. Torbran. Just continue to exile here. just gonna continue to use my mana. I can cast every creature. Their hand might just be like Thoughtseizes. Now, we could crew this. I'm gonna go and Soku Zen. I'm actually just gonna pass the turn here. So I don't think we're gonna... This isn't really a deck you run into that much, so... Hard to really know how we gotta play around this one. One of the few creatures that can't crew here. Like big Rakdos control. Also haven't really seen like a huge quantity. This is gonna be annoying. Starting to steal from us. Need our... Okay, that's actually good. Getting rid of those tokens just got us in for a free attack. It could have Hearst. That might have been right. I should have crewed in response. That might have been the game. I should have crewed in response. They get a blocker here. Any creature is really good that we can crew this with. So we do take some damage, but we're getting in for 3 here. And then they're getting to the point where they have to be mindful of attacking in. What do you seek? You seek a burning tree. Another creature would be good. Got him! That one was close. The opponent brought their alchemy deck. Felt like. So they're like, the Hearst basically won us that game, just not getting hit by sweepers. They weren't really a graveyard deck, but there was elements that could be. Rafael Carvalho. Sounds familiar. This hand's not great, but I got anti-graveyard combo, anti-life gain combo. Really need a land. Enchantress. So Stomp beats the Enchantress lock. Can I have a land? Please, a land. I want to get this going. Super frustrating. 9 lives is iffy. Now we're in trouble. Give me a land. Jeez. So, part of this game is just shuffle, like losing to the shuffler. I want to keep this to break a 9 lives lock later. Perfect. So they're getting priority from Sterling Grove. Doing this shuts off any life gain they might have. So I can't actually stomp that. Losing the life gain's not, like the life gain protection isn't great. If we had 1 more mana, you could kind of bait with the Reckless Ringleader, but now they're going to get to the part where they can pop off, probably. Okay, they have infinite mana. Set up for a potential Embercleave turn. And then have Stomp. So Gauntlet of Might means they have infinite mana. But they don't have a mana sink in it right now, so we just need to see. Okay, so they cast Approach. Do they have a way to draw to the approach? We just need to see if they stumble. They're drawing 2 cards a turn, so it's unlikely, but... probably don't get another turn. Okay. There's like 0%, like 0.1%. That matchup's tough. It depends where we hit. Like, I think if we didn't stumble like a turn earlier on the land, Sterling like we had the stomp to break a lock, but they went a different direction. If they went all in on the lock and we're trying to hold that up, I think if you're the Enchantress player, you need to not do that. Like, you set yourself up kind of to lose. But the fact they had the Sterling Grove early, complicated, because we couldn't get their card draw lord off. Luris generally is a bad matchup. If it's food, if it's auras. You don't see too much of auras right now. The fact they kept 7. Chain Whirler is nice as a follow-up. So I'm going to make them go on the light pause. So they have the cartouche. I'm going to get a draw here. The fact they also have like lifelink in this deck makes it difficult, and protection spells. I think we're just doing this. So I can go Bone Crusher next turn. The one good thing with this video is we're seeing some like tough matchups. If they have another Aura, I'm in trouble. Yeah, we're dead. So I was hoping that they went in on the light pause so then I could Chain Whirler the thing, but it's Auras is tough. Because this version is more creature heavy, Auras is a good creature matchup. So when you have the Bone Crusher, it helps, but had we been on the play, it would have been a little bit better because I could have timed it where kill their 2-drop, Chain Whirler their 1-drop. Sans gas. So 5 damage on turn 2. Love to hit a land next turn. Looks like the mirror most likely. Confirmed mirror. Easy peasy. And that's pretty much how the mirror comes down. Like, we had the 1 BTE and like a haste threat. Opponent's side, they either probably didn't have like a great Burning Tree drop or didn't have the interaction and were pretty behind. Being at 14 life on turn 2 after you haven't even played your second land is a pretty good spot for us. This hand's aggressively medium, but I think we give it a go. We have a removal spell. What do these sleeves tell us? Mono red. If it is it Wizards? Terrible matchup. If it's just mono red burn, it's fine. So I'm actually going to take Soulscar off the battlefield here. Obviously we can't attack with the Robber this turn. Burn actually is often favored, I'd say, in these matchups. The fact that their burn spells, like, it's just more removal. Like, we can't really take this Harmonic Prodigy off the battlefield. Getting this off is actually pretty big because it shrinks our creatures. Them having a Dread Horde is also pretty scary. It's a lot of damage. $10 damage. I think I need to block here. They're out of cards, hopefully, says optimistically. Warlord's pretty good value. The fact it gives first strike also super annoying. Okay, so we're gonna eat this. I'm not blocking with these robbers. They will get double prowess. Another land is good. So it's actually kind of bait. You know what? Maybe I should have held it back. So I'm at 3. We'll see. I'm kind of just putting myself that I have him lethal next turn. If they have any burn spell, I'm dead. We could see here how, like, the 3 toughness is kind of a pain. We needed them to kind of whiff. Wizards decks tend to be a pain. Probably should have held back that previous turn. I could have put on a double block, because all I was doing was pushing through 2 damage, and I wasn't getting the card from it, so that's usually not the best value line. Now, that's not really an established deck. This like start is really good because I could Embercleave on turn 3 with this hand. If I could draw Burning Tree on turn 2, it's also just really good. Shamble gambles. Probably still right. Like, they block that. They can either get a treasure or take my ringleader off the battlefield. Knight. So I can Sokuzan because I have a legendary. I can put out Bone Crusher. I actually don't mind this line. Because if they go in for the pump, I stomp it. If not, I go Sokuzan. Like that line's really aggressive by the opponent. So I'm doing this over Chain Whirler because Chain Whirler, they've shown already that they have X1s. So you're free to attack. Five and get to 10. Weird deck. Show you cleave. 10 spot. Kill the Phoenix. I was seeing if I could work mana wise. To hit the Chain Whirler to eat the egg after instead. But I couldn't, in conjunction, cleave plus do that. And I think there's utility in doing so. And like, we saw like my win rate at the beginning, it's very high. You're going to get some deviations with it, just running into matchups and stuff. Like we've run into some weird decks, I would say. Yeah, we've gone 500. We've run into some bad matchups and just some decks that oddly kind of had us. I think increasingly the Vortex, we've seen none of these matchups really we've wanted the Vortex. Kind of interesting. I want to give this one a go. I think I'm going to cut Vortex for the Lightning Strike. Grixis Gamer. What color? Colorless Spirits. I think I just want to keep pushing through damage here, not allow him an opportunity to have a block. Well, I could just like cast the Bone Crusher. I think just us being able to go into Torbrand next turn's good. Can start eating here. That's perfect. Play your Kaito.
With the right tools, I can do anything. There's no secret I can't uncover.
You think you're safe. Cruisies. Have these at instant speed, even if they sweep.
The immortal Nicole Bolas will be your existence is pointless.
I got someone on the inside who can help.
Seems good.
That all you got?
Dead? So we beat up on bad Grixis decks. Always a good sign. Alrighty, so I think overall, the card, like I was least, we kind of just batted 500 in this, but we're able to kind of give a show. How many games did we play? Maybe do one more? We went 4-3, so still positive. Let's do one more. Why not? Why not? I like the deck. I've played countless games with it, just seeing if we can crack it. I'll probably just do events over the next little bit. I've been kind of plateaued around this 99%. The swings are pretty high this month. Jingantha's usually wizards or food, but we'll try. You can Kari Zev with haste on 2, you do it. Wizards. Ooh. Okay, so they're not gonna block there. The fact that I could get Kari Zev in with like a whole bunch of toughness seems good. Three 5 seems great here. So this is like the type of start you need in this matchup. I'm hoping that I could catch him with this Chain Whirler next turn, potentially. Because I also have these flipping. If they're just going to Expressive, it's also pretty nice. Because there's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can shock the ringleader. They can try to hit me for 10. They hit me for 8. So I'm gonna do this. I want to keep a second one back. I can't quite kill them this turn, and they have the ability to do a lot of burst damage with like Reckless Charge and stuff like that, so I think I want 2 blockers back. It forces them to have to point either removal to my creatures, and then next turn I have the Stomp, just damage to the face. Okay, they're gonna try to just kill me. Six. They have another burn spell. Yeah. That's why I was saying this matchup's really tough. We had an above average draw that game, but couldn't pull it out. That's the worst one. Because you see, we can't really, like, unless they block poorly, we're not really going to be able to hit them. And that's why I think I want the lightning strikes. We'll try this one out. We do see Selesnya sleeves, so maybe we should have tried to mult Ferocidon. We also don't have like a great 2-drop. Nope, mono red. It's a good draw here. Okay, their turn's just Robber. I think we're just gonna try to race them here. Like, they have 5 on us, but then I have multiple Chain Whirlers to follow up with. And then depending on how they play offense defense, I might be able to catch this as some removal. They also are not really... Okay, so they get that value. So they might opt to trade Chain Whirlers here. This does hurt a little to take this damage. Also just a little awkward, the red with this. This is where you can see like whose hand kind of flows better. We missed the land drop. Hearst not good in this matchup. Hearst is going to be the fluctuation card. It's either going to be really good or aggressively mediocre. Like even here, we don't see they drew their Torbrand. They can't really attack though, which is good. Oh, they're going to go for it. So I did this line. Well, we take the point of damage. They need a land for the land here. Perfect. That gives me enough attackers. So their block they should have done was to block the 2-1, and then they would have had lethal. If they got this, because they would have got the attack, they had the 2 plus the 1. So it's just playing to win versus playing to lose. Sometimes you just gotta hope they don't have it. The turns usually come down. We saw like Torbrand's a big swing in that deck, but Chain Whirler first strike damage is also a big impact. So now I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me know what you think. If you're in agreement, like if you've been enjoying Vortex, let me know. I haven't. I think I'm gonna make that switch to Lightning Strike, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.